Hello, hello, Gemini. Welcome to your February 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Gemini. And I could not resist but to do a themed spread for February. So just a heads up, I'm doing like a pink relationship themed reading, although this will touch on a bunch of different areas, not just relationships. So we go over money, general advice, stuff like that. But I figured it would be fun to do this month. So before we get started, take a moment to subscribe if you would like more readings, more good stuff from me. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing, and make sure that you sign up for my newsletter if you would like a free dealing with family meditation and to get messages sent to your inbox every week. So I'm going to lay this spread out and then we will get started. All right, let's get started. This is the Affirmators Love and Relationships deck, but you can apply it to any type of relationship. Okay, sensuality. Embracing sensuality doesn't necessarily mean you're a middle-aged swinger. It simply means you're savoring one of the coolest aspects of being alive, sensory input. It's time to get decadent and reward yourself with gifts for the senses. You could drop a wad of cash on champagne and chocolate, or you could tune in and enjoy the incredible gifts around you. The taste of an orange, the sound of the forest, the texture of corduroy. I don't know your life. The point is, it's time to savor whatever your senses can grab hold of, even if that means you're being sensual. Gross. Okay, I love this card just because sensuality is about being present more than anything else. Enjoying what you can in the moment, really stimulating your senses and leaning into that more. So that is what sensuality is reminding you to do this month. And then we have, I dish out compliments sincerely and liberally. There's something really potent and energetic about complimenting others, and in large part this can be stimulating not only the reflection that you get from them, but also what you see within yourself, and it can grow. So the more you recognize the beauty and the things that are really admirable in others, the more you recognize that these things exist within yourself as well. So anyway, let's get into the central energy for you in the month of February. We have the Star. Okay, Aries had this too, and this is like destiny, fate, divine planning. So you guys know I definitely come from more of an empowered angle with all of this. As far as you're in the driver's seat, you can actively create whatever it is that you want. You can break whatever pattern you want. You can manifest whatever you want. And there's like a sprinkle of divine intervention that's at play, right? So leaning more into, I'm going to trust anything that isn't aligned with me is going to fall away quickly and easily. It's going to be smooth and easygoing. I trust that, what is meant for me will find me. It's about putting more of an emphasis on that as you continue to do the work and ask for what you want specifically. Now let's look at the crossing energy. We have the Six of Swords. You're moving forward a lot with this. So whatever the case may be, the Star is reminding you everything is falling into place. The Six of Swords is progress. It's that forward movement. If you're on turbulent ground, if you're kind of feeling a little bit shaky, the Six of Swords is showing you that things are going to smooth out. You're going to hit dry land. You're not going to be in turbulence forever. What you have shifting out is the Two of Swords. This is not knowing and feeling blind. The main thing that I'm getting here is the frustration that comes from, I don't know what I want, or I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to ask for. It seems that this is helping you clear all of that up and to understand that there's a method to the madness of whatever is going on right now. But just remember, if you are experiencing a pattern, you want to disrupt that. You want to get in the way of that pattern so you can pivot and shift. And then the oncoming energy is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, I'm getting, you know, for some of you, this is a person, it's interesting. Aries had a similar energy. The Knight of Swords is like an innovator, but is also kind of bravely stepping into the unknown in many capacities, like really trusting what you feel or what you believe is right for you. And so this can show up as something that you're stepping into, just leaning into, really trusting what you know to be right, or this is someone coming into your space. So either way, that's what you have sitting over here in the oncoming energy. And this looks like it's something that's going to happen quite quickly, whether that be right as February ends, you see this person roll in, or that part of yourself start to emerge, or it could be something that pops up in February as you're moving along. So this looks like a really fast energy that's coming in. Let's look at money. So your finances, we have the Eight of Swords. There's a lot of limiting beliefs coming up with this. It seems like you're almost preventing yourself from receiving more or up leveling, which is, we all do this. It shouldn't be news. It just seems like this is the pattern that's at work, is you kind of, because you can see even the shape of the swords in this card, they're pointing out. It's like, nope, nope, nope. It's very defensive energetically. So I'm just seeing this as needing to work on receptivity, not focusing so much on environmental circumstances, right? Which can be really hard. I'm not saying bury your head in the sand, but a lot of the time when we look out, we say, well, there's no way this can get better. And it continues down a rabbit hole of nothing will ever improve. And so you kind of want to ignore that and instead focus on your energetic state with it in order to see any transformation regarding your finances. So there's the defensive energy is what you're going to want to break down in February. What if this process could be easier? If you applied yourself, what if it could be more effortless, more easy, more enjoyable? Like really start playing with that energy because it's going to be helpful. I'm going to clarify this as well. The High Priestess, yep, the energetics, I'm telling you, try your hardest to play with the energy rather than trying to bury yourself in needing to hustle more, grind more, do more, overfunction more. It seems like that is just going to kind of lead you into the same pattern and the same cycle of frustration and the same defensiveness, because until you shift and adjust what you're doing energetically, whether you're taking action or totally sitting in silence, the energy that you bring into it, that's what the High Priestess tells us to master. That's what's ultimately going to make the biggest difference. So it's kind of like going into your bank account and checking as you get your energy in a really aligned place is going to be better than you checking your bank account with dread and frustration. So it's about the energetic shift first. And then the relationships, Three of Cups. Okay, so if you are looking for partnership, you want to spend time with friends. That is the answer. That is the guidance. It's kind of like hang out with friends, talk to friends about it, go be social, put on your social butterfly-ness, and flaunt that to the world. This is the friendship card. So that is what you want to do with the romance in your life. And the other thing, if you're in partnership and you might find yourself either investing so much time, kind of like I'm getting, if you're being engulfed by a relationship, like if you're dissolving into a relationship, spend some time with friends in order to temper that out and really connect to yourself and connect to others and do things that you enjoy. Don't be afraid of spending time doing stuff solo, even if you are in a relationship. So don't forget that if you're really enmeshed in a relationship right now. Have some fun, do something for you, especially if you have any type of caretaker tendencies. Really make time for you and your relationships with friends and people that you enjoy. And I just get The friendship piece, like going and networking, being a part of a community in some capacity, or just being around people might lead you to right connections, right relationships, whether they're romantic or not. Now, this is advice for you in February. Ace of Swords, if you have an idea, it's safe for you to reflect on it, pursue it, investigate it, write it down in a notebook. It's just kind of like pay attention to when you feel really aligned and mentally clear, even if you know the path ahead is challenging, right? Like if the action you're getting called to do is challenging, is uncomfortable, that's okay. It's still the right answer. So trust this space that is really mentally clear and not clouded by emotion. The more you feel into your knower, like that part of you that just feels like a yes, that's what you want to lean into with things in February. Sometimes we get called to lead with more emotions. Sometimes we get called to lead with more of the cognitive side of things. So the mental clarity is the big piece here. What's on the horizon for you is the Seven of Cups. More opportunities, more options. It's kind of that abundant energy of the Three of Cups, like a lot of people, a lot of socialization if you choose. I'm going to clarify the Seven of Cups for you and see what other info is coming up. We have the Two of Wands. It seems to be regarding something you've already asked for. The Two of Wands is kind of like you have your roadmap out, you have your map ready, and you know where you're going. It seems like that's really clear. It's just a matter of now you're starting to see all the forks in the road start to appear. And don't demonize that process. It's not a bad thing. It's kind of like you're getting what you've asked for. So just lean into knowing that you're going to choose correctly for yourself. Let's go into the timeline, first, second, third, and fourth quarter of February. So the first quarter for you, we have the Lovers. Okay, this is your card. Great time for those of you who are really interested in developing connections, meeting more people, similar to what we had up here with the Three of Cups. But of course, this is a great romance card, you know, if you're really invested in that. And this is also about choice and decision and making choices that are for your highest good, really keeping that in mind. Think about coming from a really loving energy when you're making decisions, when you're moving into your next steps. That's kind of the mindset and the frame that you want to come from in the beginning of the month. Second quarter, we have the Three of Swords, understanding that you won't be able to keep everything. You won't be able to hold on to each and every facet of your life. As you evolve, as you increase the standards or expectations for whatever thing, you're going to have to let go. As you start making higher level decisions, there are going to be people, places, and things that need to be shed. As you start leveling up, there's going to be things that no longer fit. So it's just the death and rebirth cycle that we all have to go through. And I'm getting that this is kind of a natural progression as you start choosing bigger and better things for yourself. And then the third quarter of February, we have the Ten of Chalices. See, this is why you don't want to get hung up on the Three of Swords, because it's like, this is the leveling up. This is the reward, the benefit, the reason to celebrate, the reason to enjoy yourself, all of the work having paid off, you being able to step into that bliss state. I think there's just some nerves coming up here around really honoring what no longer works and then seeing the results after the fact. So you kind of have to do it. If you're wanting something new, different, and better, you're going to have to let go of everything. You're going to have to let go of what you tolerated previously. You're going to have to let go of that version of yourself that was really contributing to those negative outcomes before. So this really is like shedding another layer of yourself that isn't working for you, and it's allowing you to expand into this. Now, don't forget, you can operate from free will, right? You can still revert back to that old pattern, but just remember, if you really see this through, if you uphold your standards, if you see yourself from the standpoint of, I'm emerging into this new person, the 10 of Cups is what is on the table for you. And then the fourth quarter, 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a big expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract. That's the energy and the ebb and the flow of the month of February. So you just kind of want to ride it out. I don't think you need to put too much stock into anything. The 4 of Pentacles is just reminding you it's safe for you to maybe pull your energy back to yourself, recalibrate before you start investing it elsewhere. I don't think the 4 of Pentacles is something you need to fear. It's more about mindfulness, right? We don't want to come from a greedy or stingy place. That isn't energetically ideal. But the 4 of Pentacles is just having you put more of an emphasis on where you need to pull your energy back. Okay. However, it could be financial, it could be material, it could be emotional, energetic, whatever. Now let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to ask for guidance, clarity, support. Ask a specific question if you'd like. All right, card number 1. We have the 4 of Wands. This is comfort, home, security. I'm just getting a lot of the energy. A lot of the energy coming off of this card is like spend time nesting and enjoying yourself and just soaking up all of the pleasure that you have around you. Again, it's kind of that sensuality piece, like make a nice home for yourself with whatever you're working with, even just a small space around you. Try to capitalize on that. Card number 2, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so this is more of the emotional evolution within yourself. Watch yourself for moodiness. I'm definitely getting somewhat of a moody queen off of this card, and so I would just say, if you're feeling like your mood is kind of turbulent with whatever you're asking about or dealing with, don't act from that space when you're particularly moody or when you're in a bad mindset. Don't make decisions from that space. Wait for yourself to calm down, let that shift and move out of your body before you go in and dive into something. Again, go back to the Ace of Swords. You want to come from a mentally clear place, not an emotionally combative place for best results. And then card number 3, we have the 2 of Coins. So decision making, problem solving, picking, this or that, one thing or another. And I really think that you are going to be really supported if you put your energy behind your yeses and your nos. What direction do you really want to put things? And what do you want to really be in alignment with? And allow your decisions to really reflect that in the month of February for best results. Or for whatever it is you're asking about, right? Make your yeses and your nos really, really count for you in this period of time. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you did, go ahead, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you guys know I do cold psychic readings, which means I just do an energy check with you and answer all of your questions. There might be some tarot in there. All of the info is on onyxhealing.com, so go check that out. Or you can take a look at the links in the description box. And until next time, have a beautiful February, everybody. I am sending you nothing but love, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.